Thank you.
No problem, Anne.
Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to Yoga with Anne. Yoga and Tai Chi with Anne, I should say, because we're going to do a little bit of Tai Chi, a little bit of yoga using the chair, and a bit of meditation. And of course, with our meditation, you can sit on the chair, or if you can find a nice, comfortable spot in your home, as long as you can hear my voice. Just to sort of get rid of the tension of the day, just take a big breath in through your nose, and then a nice long exhale out through your mouth, like a sigh. Just get rid of all the tension. And then do it one more time. Big breath in through the nose, nice long exhale out through the mouth. Feel your body starting to relax and ground itself down. And of course, with everything I say and do, it needs to be comfortable for you and your body. So if anything I say or do is uncomfortable for your body, because we're all a little bit different, you simply don't do it, or you can change it. Anything I do standing, you can do sitting as well. So yeah, it's up to you how or what you do. I can't see you, so make sure that you're safe and comfortable. So we're just allowing our breath to just settle. And we'll start with a little bit of Tai Chi, or Qigong, which is energy practice. And it mainly uses your upper body. We don't really use the legs. So if you prefer to sit down to do it, that's fine. So we breathe in, we raise our hands. We breathe out, we lower our hands. And we do that with our body as well. So we breathe in, we lengthen. Breathe out, we slowly sink down. So this is called rising sun, setting sun. You might, if you're standing, you can bend your knees and straighten them as we come up. And then rotate your elbows and your wrists and bend those knees as we go down. So it is an exercise just to slowly warm up your joints as well. Make sure you're nice and comfortable your feet are nice and comfortable, I should say. So if you're standing, make sure you're not going to be, wobbly. So let's do a couple more of these rising sun and setting suns. Okay, so usually I say your feet should be underneath your hips or underneath your shoulders. So if that's a little bit more comfortable, that's fine as well. Preferably toes in front of your heels, or just a little bit further out than what your heels are. So that way, if we do sort of move from side to side, you're still nice and balanced. Let's do open and close. So bring your hands in front of you with your fingers pointing up, and leave a gap between your hands. So roughly the size of, say, your head or a basketball. Now this is called open and close. So we just open our hands out and then close them back in, but still leaving that gap. So breathe in, we expand. Breathe out, we slightly contract. And we do it with most things. We do them along with our breath. So we're breathing in however long or short your breath is, and then breathe out however long or short your exhale is. Now the gap in between your hands it's not actually a basketball, it's a ball of energy. So maybe you can feel the energy between your two palms or your hands. And there is actually a pressure point in the middle of your palms on both sides. It's called a lagoon. And those two pressure points are actually talking to each other as we open and close. So that's why you might feel something in between your two palms. We'll do one more. Okay, now we're going to hold our ball of energy or our basketball or whatever you want to think it is, with one hand on top, one hand on the bottom. Whichever hand is on top, it doesn't really matter, but that's the way you're going to take your energy ball. So, what is it? My left hand is on top, so I'm going to take my ball over to the left, okay? So you keep that space between your two hands. Usually, if you can, have the top hand roughly about where your heart is and the bottom hand just below where your belly button is. Okay, so I've got my little energy ball here. I breathe in, and as I breathe out, I take my ball over to whichever side my top elbow is. And again, we don't worry. And you don't go too far. You don't want to, because your feet are still stuck on the ground, so you don't want to twist your knees. You just go just enough that you feel a slight twist in the waist. Now we change the hands over, bring the other hand on top, the other hand on the bottom. And now again, we go to the side of the top elbow. So we breathe in, and as we breathe out, we move our ball of energy over to the other side. Breathe in as we change the hands over, and breathe out, take it back over to the other side. Keep doing that and try and get it to go with your breath. Just continue this. We'll do one more. Just go back over to the other side, change your hands over, and then bring your hands back to the center. Then bring your hands back to the outside of your ball. We're going to do some open and closes again. So breathe in and breathe out. Try and not get your elbows to come up. You want to make sure your shoulders are comfortable. So it's just an opening with your hands and arms, rather than leading out with your elbows, because that'll be uncomfortable for your elbows, uncomfortable for your shoulders. And as we breathe in, your whole body is expanding. As you breathe out, your whole body is contracting, so you can still bend those knees. Okay, we'll do one more. Now this time we're going to grab the ball again, but put the other hand on top. So I've got my right arm on top and my left hand underneath. So I'm going to carry my ball of energy over to the right. So breathe in and then breathe out. Go over to the right. Breathe in, change the hands. Breathe out, take it all over to, say, the left. And again, it doesn't matter which side you start or finish. We do most things on both sides of our body. You don't want to be lopsided. And remember, you do this as fast or as slow as you want. It's warming up those joints. Your fingers are nice and loose too. They're not stiff. You're just holding, say, a ball of fluff. You can't hold it stiffly because you'll squish the fluff. So nice and gently, take it back over. We'll do one more. Take it back over to the other side. So breathe in, change your hands. Breathe out, bring it back to the center. Bring your hands to the outside of your ball and open and close just a few more times. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more. And then just slowly lower your hands down, maybe give your body a bit of a wriggle. And we'll do our lotus flower. Hopefully you remember it from last time. So we always usually step out with our left foot, but as long as you're comfortable. And again, shoulder width or hip width, it's up to you. So we'll do it a few times. So the first time I'll really explain it for anyone who hasn't done it before, and that way we'll get to do it a little bit more smoother as it goes on. So we breathe in, we bring those hands back up for rising sun. We breathe out, we let those hands and arms come down, bend the knees. Setting sun. Make a big circle with your hands and arms, and now it's a breaststroke for turtle swims. Now bring your hands out in front, palms facing forward like a little butterfly or flippers, and the rabbit is going to dig the earth and then toss it. Bring your hands to the outside of your hips because we're going to scoop up the water, and Fair Maiden is going to sprinkle it on the garden. Now make fists and bring them down past your ears. So the lotus seeds root down into the ground, bend your knees if you can, and then the lotus flower is going to blossom. Now one arm circles, so doesn't matter which arm. So I turn to face the wind, and then the other arm, I turn to face the wind. Once the hands come together, cup them or just bring your fingertips together, and we breathe in, bring the hands up, and then we turn the palms down and push them down. So that's the stretching to the heaven and down towards the ground. We only do it once. My mind's gone blank again. We spread it out because the earth is really huge. And we come up holding that ball again. So again, doesn't matter which side is on the top. But this time we're going to separate heaven and earth. So I want the bottom hand to move towards the top. So my bottom palm is up. So I'm going to bring it up. And then I'm going to put my palm towards the ceiling and push my top hand palm down towards the ground. So I'm separating heaven and earth, so it's a spinal stretch. And then we bring both hands down and hold that ball again, bringing the other hand on top. And again, we're going to separate heaven and earth. And again, it's the bottom hand that's going to go up. Just rotate your wrists and separate heaven and earth. Now bring those hands back out in front, little flippers or the butterfly, because the rabbit is going to dig the earth and toss it, and then we can do it again. So rising sun, setting sun, turtle swims, big circle, breaststroke, little flippers or butterfly. The rabbit is going to dig the earth and toss it. Hands past your hips, because we're going to scoop up the water so Fair Maiden can sprinkle it on the garden, make fists. The lotus seeds are going to root down into the ground, and the lotus flower is going to blossom. One arm circles. I'm going to turn to face the wind, and then turn to face the wind. Cup the hands, we're going to raise the sky and push down the earth. We're going to spread it out and come back up, hold your ball, bottom hand goes up, remember. We're going to separate heaven and earth. Hold that ball, bottom hand goes up. We're going to separate heaven and earth. The rabbit is going to, bring your flippers out. The rabbit is going to dig the earth and toss it. We're going to do it one more time. So rising sun, setting sun, turtle swims, rabbit is going to dig and toss the earth. We're going to scoop up that water so fair bathing can sprinkle it on the garden, and then the lotus seeds are going to root down into the ground, and then the lotus flower is going to blossom. I'm going to turn to face the wind and turn to face the wind. Cup the hands, raise the sky, push down the earth, hold your ball, bottom hand. We're going to separate heaven and earth, hold, bottom hand. We're going to separate heaven and earth. Rabbit is going to dig the earth and toss it, and then I bid farewell to the setting sun. And then just step in. Give your body a bit of a wriggle, and we'll do some yoga stretching as well. So again, you've got to be comfortable. Let's stretch up to the ceiling. So make sure your feet are either underneath your shoulders or underneath your hips, and your toes are in front, because if your knees do bend, you need your toes to be there to support your knees. So breathe in, stretch to the ceiling, look up. Maybe do it as a back bend. Look behind you, push those hips forward. Breathe out and slowly fold forward. We're not touching the ground, just make circles with your arms. You can have your knees bent or soft. And then we're going to make circles the other way. Now this is just a shoulder massage. We're going to come back to the center, and we're going to go to one side. So breathe in. As you breathe out, just bring your hands to the outside of one of your legs. And again, you don't twist too much. It's just a slight twist on your spine and your waist muscles. Remember to keep breathing. Breathe in, come back to the center. Breathe out, go the other way. Hold it here. Feel the stretch, feel the twist. Breathe in, come back to the center. Now bring your hands up to your knees or your thighs and push your tailbone backwards. I'm just going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing. You push your tailbone backwards and push your shoulders back, away from your ears. So you're thinking of yourself as a right angle. Again, if you need, your knees are still bent, but you're pushing your tailbone backwards. And then grab hold of your elbows, breathe in, breathe out, go bring your elbows to one side. Breathe in, come back to the center, breathe out, go to the other side. Breathe in, come back to the center. You can let go of those elbows, and we're going to slowly straighten up. And be careful when you're straightening up as well. Just give your body a bit of a wriggle. Let's do some stretching as well. Open those legs nice and wide if you can, with your toes this time further out than what your heels are, because when you bend one knee, the knee goes out to the side, so again you want your toes in that direction. You come back to the center and then bend the other knee, and we want to make sure that your feet are nice and comfortable on the ground. Breathe in, come back to the center. Breathe in, bring those hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, bend both knees. We're going to do 5 of these. That's 1, 2, 3. And of course you go down only as far as whatever's comfortable for you. 4. And 5, this is goddess pose. Let's do goddess pose with a twist. So bring your hands to your thighs, breathe in, and then breathe out. Twist one way. Breathe in, come back to the front. Breathe out, twist the other way. Breathe in, come back to the front. Just take one more breath. And then inhale, straighten yourself up. Maybe heel and toe the feet in just once. And we'll do another 5. So this time we're going to put the palms together, the elbows together if you can. Maybe interlace your thumbs. Breathe in, raise your elbows up so you'll feel those upper arms working. And now as you breathe out, bend those knees. That's 1. Let's do another 5. 2, 3, keep those elbows up. 4, 5, now hold it here, keep those elbows up, feel your toes and feet on the ground. Notice your breath because we're still breathing. Breathe in, come back up and undo those arms, jump those feet in, heel and toe them, give those legs a bit of a wriggle. And let's go for some warriors as well. So, sorry, you can do this sitting down as well. So I'll do it standing up and then we can do it sitting down as well. So open your legs and then turn your toes to the right. I think it's the right. It's my right, so whichever side it is, doesn't really matter. We're going to bend that knee, so breathe in, breathe out, bend that knee, breathe in, bring your arms out, turn your head, you're looking past your fingertips, you're stretching as you breathe in, you're sinking down as you breathe out. So relax those shoulders, notice your feet, your toes, your heels on the mat, on the ground, because you're building strength and stamina on those legs. Let's go triangle. Inhale, straighten the knee, drop that front hand, raise that back hand to the ceiling, the other one down to the ground. And I'm not aiming for the floor. We want to make sure our shoulders are aligned. And that way we're getting that stretch on our side. Feel the stretch, notice your breath. Let's go back into Warrior 2. Breathe in, bring yourself up. Breathe out, bend the knees, sink back down. Relax those shoulders. Look past your fingertips. Let's go extended angle pose. So your front forearm or hand to the thigh. Inhale, raise the other hand up and over if you can. It can go up. If that shoulder of yours is sore, like mine, just bend the elbow as long as you're getting that stretch on your side. And don't put too much pressure on that thigh there. It's not there to hold you up. We're just there to stretch. And again, you try to look up or look straight ahead. Don't look down to the ground. Let's go Warrior 2. Breathe in, come back up. Breathe out, bend the knees, sink back down. Notice your breath. Okay, breathe in, straighten the knee, bring those hands down. Let's do it on the other side. So turn your toes to the other side. Of course, your hips are going to follow, and then your shoulders come back to the center. So breathe in, breathe out. We bend that knee. We want that knee to be above the ankle. So if you can see yourself, make sure it's above the ankle. You're not leaning too far. You want it to be just your knee above your ankle. Breathe in, bring your arms out. Now turn your head. You're looking past your other fingertips. That hand is our past. We know it's there, but we're actually focusing on our breath. So we're breathing in and out. We're in Warrior 2. Let's go triangle. Inhale, straighten the knee. Drop that front hand. Raise the other hand right to the ceiling. Get that stretch on your side. Look up if you can, or straight ahead. Keep that front knee soft. We don't want to lock it, but try not to have it bend. Okay, let's go back into Warrior 2. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, bend the knee, turn your head, sink down. You're opening up those hips and groins, so this is also really good for lower back pain as well. Extended angle pose. So bring that front arm or hand on the thigh. Inhale, raise the other one. Exhale it over. Think of stretching from your fingers up the top all the way down to your foot down the bottom. And back into Warrior 2. Breathe in and out. Okay, inhale, straighten your knees, bring those hands down, turn your toes forward. Let's go forward. So you want to be able to feel the weight on the outsides of your feet. So if your knees are bending, again your toes are pointing in the same direction. We're going to bring our hands behind. You can interlace your fingers or grab your elbows. So you're pushing your shoulders back, we're lengthening as we breathe in, we're zipping up. And then exhale, drop your head down. Now you can look down or drop the top of the head down. And then see if you can bring those hands up towards the ceiling if you've interlaced them. Or if you're holding your elbows, see if you can take the pressure off your arms, off your back. Hold it here, we're working those hamstrings. Hopefully gravity is lengthening our spine. And all the blood's rushing to our head, which means it's very good for your hair. Breathe in slowly, straighten your head back up, under your arms, fingers pointing down onto your lower back, shoulders go back, hips go forward, and then inhale, we look up. We're counteracting those forward bends. So open up your throat, your heart, your lungs, and breathe. Inhale, straighten your head, straighten those hips, jump those feet in, heel and toe them, give them a wriggle. We're going to do it all on the chair as well. So I'll just move my chair up so I've got room. So we'll start off with the warriors. So if you can, just bring one thigh onto the chair with where the knee is bent at the end of the chair. Hopefully your foot is flat on the mat, on the ground. The other leg, we need it to be straightened, but the foot needs to be flat on the ground. So both feet should be flat, so that way you're supported. Of course, as you'll notice, my hips are facing the same way as my bent knee, and then I bring my shoulders back to the center and bring my arms out, turn my head so I'm looking past my fingertips. Now I'm in warrior two. This is chair yoga, so anything we can do standing up, there's always a way to change it, so we can do it sitting down as well. Let's go triangle. So because we can't straighten the front knee, we can raise that front hand and drop the back one back. So we're getting that stretch on the front here. Stretch, maybe look up to the ceiling. Let's go back into warrior two. Breathe in, come back up. Bring those hands back out at shoulder height. Look past your fingertips. And we're going to go into extended angle pose. So bring that front hand or forearm onto your thigh. Inhale, exhale, raise that other hand over. And again, it's over or to the ceiling, or you bend the elbow if you have some shoulder issues. So there's always a way to change things. You can look up, you can look straight ahead. But as long as you're feeling that stretch from, say, your armpit all the way down to your foot. And go back into warrior two. Breathe in, come up, and then breathe out, sink into the ground. Feel your thigh on the chair, feel your feet on the ground. Feel your shoulders relax. Notice your breath, because we always try and notice our breath once we're in position. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring those hands down. We need to do it on the other side. So bring the other thigh onto the chair. Where the chair finishes, bend that knee, straighten the other one. Hopefully both feet are flat on the ground, so you're nice and supported. Your shoulders are facing center, as much as your hips are going towards one side. Bring your arms out and then turn your head, and look past your fingertips. Stretch and then sink down. Notice your breath. You're in warrior two again. On the other side. So triangle, we're going to drop the bottom hand, raise that front hand up to the ceiling, look up if you can. Feel the stretch on that side now. And back into warrior two. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out. Let those shoulders and feet sink down. Notice your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Drop those hands down. Bring your feet out into the front. Now again, we're going to go fold forward. So if you can, open those legs wide if you can, and sit a little bit forward on the chair. But remember, keep your bottom on the chair, and if you have got if you are on a chair, it's on a mat so it doesn't slip and slide. Again, my toes are going to be pointing out in front, so if my knees bend, because they are bent, they're pointing in the same direction as my toes. So we're going to bring the hands behind, grab your elbows. Now if you were grabbing your elbows before when we did it standing up, change how you're holding the elbows. If you had interlaced your fingers, change how you interlace your fingers. So bring the other thumb and other pinky on the outside. Okay, so we try to do everything the other way as well. So here we go. So we breathe in, we lengthen our spine, zip up, and then exhale, lean forward. And again, this time you probably won't be able to get the top of the head down, but you can take your arms off your back or bring those interlaced hands up towards the ceiling. You're going to feel those upper arms working, your biceps and triceps. Not as much as on your hamstrings, but you're lengthening that spine. Remember to breathe. Okay, breathe in, slowly raise your head all the way up, and we need to do a back bend. So under your hands, fingers pointing down onto your lower back, and then push those shoulders back, your hips forward, and then look up to the ceiling, opening up your throat, your heart, your lungs, and counteract those forward bends. Breathe in, straighten your head, straighten those hips, jump those feet in or heel and toe them. Now sitting comfortably on the chair, let's do some things for your legs as well. So bring one leg out and then make circles with that foot. You want to keep those ankles nice and flexible as well. Make those circles the other way because we do everything the other way. You can hold onto your thigh as well if it's uncomfortable. Now point the toes out in front to the ceiling, out in front, back to the ceiling, out in front, back to the ceiling. Let's bend that knee and bring it toward you. Interlace the fingers or grab hold of your knee, however you can. Flex that foot. When we flex our foot, we stretch that calf. So breathe in and then breathe out. Squeeze that thigh into that side of your chest. You're working your intestines at the moment. If you can take the other foot off and flex that one as well, or you leave it down on the ground. Whatever you're doing, hold it here and breathe. We're working. This is the wind relieving posture. So breathe. Okay, breathe in, and as you breathe out, put that foot down on the ground. You can release the other one. Give it a bit of a wriggle, and let's do the other side. So grab the other knee, change the grip on your fingers, flex the foot, breathe in, and as you breathe out, you squeeze it into the side of your chest, and then if you can, you take the other foot off and flex it as well. So inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Put that foot down, and then you can release the other one and put that one down as well. Give those legs a bit of a wriggle. Let's do a seated twist as well. So we're going to bring the feet together, the knees together, the thighs together, and they stay together. Bring one hand to the outside of the knee or thigh, because we're going to push the knees over to one side. The other hand is going to hold on to the chair, depending on what chair you're sitting on, whether you can on the side or you hold on to the top of the chair, whatever you can. So we breathe in, we lengthen, we need to put spaces between our vertebrae. As we breathe out, we push the knees over to one side and then look over our shoulder on the opposite side. So we're twisting our spine. We're opening up our chest. We're also working the outside of the thigh and your waist. So notice your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, and then exhale. Slowly bring yourself round. Now change your hands over. Other hand goes to the outside of the knee, the other one goes behind. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out and twist and look over the other shoulder. Keep pushing those knees to the opposite side. Feel the twist in the waist. You're keeping your spine flexible. Inhale, exhale, slowly bring yourself round, undo, give yourself a bit of a wriggle as well if you need to. Let's just do those arms as well. So what we're going to do, palms together, and then bring your elbows together. Breathe in, zip up, and raise those elbows up. Now we're going to do it as a twist. You can keep the knees and feet together, or just make sure that they're nice and comfortable. Keep those elbows up because that's working your upper arms. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, twist one way. Don't move your knees in the same direction. Keep your knees pointing forward because that's where your toes are. Breathe in, come back to the center. Keep those elbows together. Breathe out, go the other way. Keep those elbows together. Keep the knees pointing forward. Remember, try not to move those knees. Inhale, and then exhale. Slowly come back to the center, and you can lower those arms. Maybe do some shoulder rolls forward and then backwards. Okay, let's do, I've got a sore throat as well at the moment. So let's try and do one more. What shall we do? Let's do some leg raises as well. So we'll do this one standing up. So come to one side of your chair because we're going to work the leg that's away from the chair. Now you're going to hold onto the chair so that way you're going to stay nice and balanced, and you try to keep that side of that's next to the chair straight. So we're not leaning over every time we go out. We're going to keep that foot flexed. So as we bring it out, you don't point the toes out, you keep it flexed. So that way it's activating because we want to get the outside of the thigh and your hip working. You can have your hand on your hip as well, just to keep yourself balanced. Okay, so make sure the foot that's close to the chair is firmly planted. If you've taken your socks and shoes off, plant those toes and heels down. So breathe in and bring that leg out and down. We're going to do 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Give that leg a bit of a wriggle if you need to. Now we need to do the other side, so I need to move my chair over. You already walk to the other side. We plant that leg and foot down, that's next to the chair, because that side's not going to move. Hand on the hip, breathe in, lengthen, and bring that leg out. Keep the foot flexed and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Give it a bit of a wriggle, and what we'll do is we'll do some meditation as well. So again, you can sit on a chair, you can do it lying down, whatever is comfortable for you. But if you are sitting down on a chair or on your couch, make sure that your feet can reach the ground. You want the energy from the ground to come up through your feet and into your body. So you want your feet firmly planted, which means if you're short like me, you're not sitting back on your chair, you're sitting forward. So we want a nice long spine. So if you need to, you put a cushion or something behind you to keep you from lying back. And then bring your hands to your thighs. Usually I say rotate your arms so your palms are facing up. It does two things. It opens up your collarbone and just pushes your shoulders towards the back. So we push them towards the back and down. And it also puts you in an open receiving gesture. So you're open to receive any healing energy and goodness that's in the air around you. You can have your eyes open or closed. It's up to you. Remember, you need to be comfortable. So take that big breath in again, and then a nice long exhale out like a sigh. Get rid of the tension. One more time, breathe in, and then breathe out. So if you are lying down in Savasana, and you need to, if you're lying down on your back, and you need to support your lower back, of course you can put a cushion under your knees, or bend the knees and put the feet flat on the ground. So that way you're supporting your lower back. And we always try to keep the back of our neck nice and long. So that way we're not scrunching up the back of our neck and pointing our chin to the ceiling. You don't want your chin on your chest, but you don't want it up to the ceiling as well. You want it nice and straight. Relax those shoulders back and down, and then breathe in and breathe out, and just become aware of your breath. Now, because we're just relaxing here, if we can, we breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose. But like everything else, if that's uncomfortable, just make sure you're breathing. So inhale and exhale. Maybe you can feel the air going in through your nostrils, your parted lips, and notice the air coming back out. Can you feel your feet on the ground? Maybe as you breathe in, separate your toes. As you breathe out, allow those toes to slightly curl back in and relax. So notice your right foot, your right ankle, your right knee, your right thigh. Become aware of your right leg and your right foot. Notice your right hip joint, your right bottom cheek. Become aware of the right side of your body. Move your awareness to your right shoulder, your right elbow, your right wrist, the back of your right hand and your palm. Notice the air on your right fingertips and thumb. Move your awareness over to your left hand and notice the back of your left hand, your left palm, your left fingertips and thumb. Can you feel the air on your left fingertips and thumb? Become aware of your left wrist, your left elbow, your left shoulder, the whole of your left arm. Just breathe in and breathe out. And notice the left side of your body, of your chest, your waist, your hip. So become aware of your left hip, your left bottom cheek. Feel it pressing down into the mat or the chair. Notice your left thigh, your left knee, your left ankle, your left leg, your left foot, the sole of your left foot and the top of your left foot. And as you breathe in, separate your left toes. As you breathe out, allow those toes to slightly curl back in and relax. So just notice how your chest and maybe your belly rises and falls as you breathe in and breathe out. Bring your awareness to the front of your neck. Become aware of your jaw. Feel it relaxing. Allowing your teeth, your lips to be just slightly apart. Notice your tongue. See if you can rest it behind your upper teeth. Notice your nose. Can you feel the air going in, coming back out? Notice your eyes. Your eyelids. Can you become aware of your eyebrows and your forehead? Become aware of the top of your head, the back of your head. If you're lying down, can you feel whether the back of your head is either on your cushion or on your mat? Notice the back of your neck. And see if you can slide your awareness to the tops of your shoulders, where your neck and shoulders are attached. And then just breathe in, and then a nice long exhale out, just to relieve the tension on the back of your neck and your shoulders. Now run your awareness to the back of your body. Can you feel your shoulder blades? Move your awareness to your lower back. And your bottom. So as you breathe in and breathe out, tell yourself quietly inside your mind, my body is relaxed. Let it flow with your breath. My body is relaxed. Repeat it to yourself. My body is relaxed. Now tell yourself, my mind is calm. Again, let it flow with your breath. Your inhale, your exhale. My mind is calm. I am peaceful. Breathe in, breathe out. I am peaceful. Repeat it to yourself. Savasana, allowing fresh blood and oxygen to flow through all your muscles, all your organs that you twisted and stretched, to rejuvenate them, refresh them, and relax them. So one more time, tell yourself, my body is relaxed, my mind is calm, I am peaceful. Now gently draw your awareness back inside your room, back to your body, and notice your body wherever it is, on the mat, on the ground, on a chair. Can you feel the air on your skin, on your toes, fingers, on your nose? Become aware again of the rise and fall of your chest, your belly, as you breathe in and breathe out. And just wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes. And again, notice your breath going in, your breath coming back out. Now let's stretch. Breathe in, bring your arms overhead. If you can, straighten out your legs, stretch your fingers, your toes, your legs, your arms. Blink your eyes open, and as you breathe out, if you can, bring your arms back over, bring your knees into your chest if you're lying down. Grab hold of the knees and gently rock from side to side. But if you're just sitting, just stay, and then we're just going to slowly straighten up. So if you're lying down, sit yourself back up, make yourself comfortable, and let's just stretch so we can get our body moving again. So just one arm, inhale, up, exhale it over, nice long stretch. Breathe in slowly, bring it back up, and then exhale it down the other side, up and over. Breathe in slowly, come back up and down. We're going to do a twist. If you can, cross one leg in front on top of the other one. Put the opposite hand on top of that knee. The other one goes behind. We're going to breathe in. We're stretching. Breathe out. We're looking over the shoulder onto the one that's holding the chair on the back. And push those knees to the opposite side. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, slowly bring yourself round. We're going to change the arms, we're going to change those legs. Hand on the outside of the knee or thigh, the other one goes behind. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, we're twisting to look over this shoulder. We're pushing the knees to the opposite side. Inhale. Exhale, slowly bring yourself round, undo those arms and legs. Give your feet Make circles with your feet is what I was trying to say. And then of course you're going to make circles the other way. You can do them one at a time if you want. And then point them to the ceiling, out in front, ceiling, out in front, ceiling, out in front, back to the ceiling, and put them down. Let's give ourselves a big hug. Breathe in, open up. Breathe out, tight squeeze hug. Lay one of your cheeks onto your upper arm. And because you've done really well today, give yourself a pat on the back and remind yourself that you are perfect just as you are. Breathe in, raise your head, open those arms the other way, the other arm, the other cheek. And because you're worth it, give yourself more pats on the back. And again, remind yourself that you are worthy and perfect, just as you are. Breathe in, raise your head, open those arms, bring them overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring them down 2 more times. Namaste everybody, have a great day, be kind and smile. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me on Yoga and Tai Chi with Anne. Have a great day. Thank you.